What up, guys? GangstaPranksta here, bringing you the weekly wrestling review for January 12th. Welcome to the show. If you're new to the show, this is where we talk everything about professional wrestling, from news, reviews to predictions. We talk about it all, so if you're a fan of professional wrestling, welcome to the show. On today's show, we got reviews for RAW, Smackdown, Impact, NXT, Ring of Honor, and predictions for TNA Genesis, and a bunch of wrestling news, so it's going to be a pretty busy show. So let's get right into it. First, we got Raw. This was the debut or the return of The Rock to WWE. So let's just go through the show. It starts out with John Cena comes out, talks about how it's gonna be a big show tonight. Talks about some of the things that are gonna happen. Dolph Ziggler comes out, says he's gonna be in the Royal Rumble. They go back and forth a little bit, and it leads into a match. And what a good way to start off Raw. With this little segment, and then they had a really good match to start off the show. Pay-per-view quality stuff here, and it was really good. Cena won that match, and it looks like this feud is far from over, though. Next we got Eve taking on Caitlyn, rematch last week for the Divas title. Pretty good match. Caitlyn wins by countout, so she still does not win the title because you can't win the title on a countout. Next we got Roode Scholars taking on Team Hell No. Pretty good match. Roode Scholars picks up the victory here. Next we got Heath Slater taking on Randy Orton. Pretty good match. Orton wins. Next we got Santino Marella taking on Wade Barrett for the IC title. Ricky Steamboat was in the corner of Santino Marella. It was an okay match, very short. Barrett picked up the win. After the match, Barrett has a stare down with Ricky Steamboat. Will this lead to the possibility of Richie Steamboat being brought in? Hopefully. I think it's only a matter of time before he's called up, and his big feud could be with... So it would actually work out perfectly. So you have Richie, Wade Barrett, kind of, the younger, tougher guy. Ricky Steamboat, he's an older, fragile old man. And then you have Richie come out and win the IC title, and that's the title that his dad won and had awesome matches with. So it would just come full circle, and I think it would make for a really cool moment. But I would like to see Wade Barrett keep the title for a little bit, not to see him lose it to Richie Steamboat right away. But that's even if Richie Steamboat comes in, so that's just a little thing they could do. Next we got Great Khali taking on Antonio Cesaro. Okay match, Cesaro wins. Next we got Sheamus taking on Jinder Mahal. Pretty good match, Sheamus wins. Next we got Ryback versus CM Punk in a TLC match for the WWE title. This was a good match. Punk won after the Shield interferes and takes out Ryback, allowing Punk to climb up and take down his title and retain his title. This is a good match. Even though Punk was a little bit injured, he still went out there and had a good match, so props to him. Next we got Kofi Kingston versus Big Show. This was a blah match, to be honest. Big Show won. It was literally like 2 seconds. Well, it was like 10 seconds, but it was not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe, just add some more time onto another match. Maybe the CM Punk Ryback match. And this match could have been cut out. Like, it was so pointless. Next, you got CM Punk comes out and cuts another pipe bomb. He talks about how the fans are stupid and a bunch of stuff. And he talks about how, WWE misusing a bunch of people like Daniel Bryan and Brodus Clay. And it was an okay pipe bomb. Not as good as the first one. This was just alright. Like, nothing more to say. It was pretty good. Just like, it didn't have that same magic as the first one did. So that's my opinion. So The Rock eventually came out, and he does his usual stuff. Do you smell blah 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 blah? Pretty good banter between the two. This was a good way to set up their feud. I'm more excited to see their match now, honestly, after seeing the verbal beat down from each other. I thought, to me, Punk looked a little weak here. Like, he's supposed to be so strong of a talker, but he let The Rock just pretty much run him down. So I would have liked to see Punk just, stand up for himself a little bit more and and just kind of, you know, back talk that stuff that we know he knows how to do. So, I apologize if you heard my Skype. If not, then just ignore it. I forgot to turn my status not busy. Anyways, so, what was I saying? Oh, so I would have liked to see Punk stick up for himself, more back and forth action, and we didn't really get that. But, you know, there's still a couple more weeks till the pay-per-view, and I'm excited to see. And they did some stuff on SmackDown, which I'll talk about later on, but it ended with Punk getting rock bottomed, so that's always fun to see. And just another, it's always fun to see The Rock. Like, honestly, you know, he does only come, make a couple appearances, but when he comes, you know it's going to be a good show. You know it's going to be a big show. This was actually a good show. Actually, it was a pretty good show. Definitely check out John Cena vs. Ziggler. They had a really good match. Definitely check out the main event segment between, you know, the pipe bomb and then Rock coming out. It was good. And yeah, check that out. Other than that, the other stuff was pretty much okay. I guess check out the TLC match too. It was alright. I don't know. It was just good. It was a good match. Next we got NXT. It starts out with Percy Watson and Yoshitatsu taking on Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, members of the Wyatt family. Pretty good match. Harper and Rowan win. Next we got Paige and Emma in an okay match. Paige wins. Next we got Epico and Primo taking on Bo Dallas and Michael McGillicuddy. Good match. Epico and Primo win. And the main event, Biggie Langston taking on Seth Rollins for the NXT title. Pretty good match. Langston wins and is the new NXT champion. I really like the end here. How I forgot what the move's called, but it's kind of like a sliced bread number 2, where Rollins gets him in like that cutter position and then flips over and lands down. And he went for that, and in midair, Biggie caught him in his finisher and slammed him down and won the title. I don't know how I feel about Biggie Langston being champion. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, he's kind of on the main roster now. It's like, why? You don't really need him to be your champion. You know, give it to someone else. Give it to a Corey Graves or, who else? Richie Steamboat, Bo Dallas, Michael McGillicuddy. There's a bunch of other guys that could have won it. But, and yeah, so, and, I think it was Jim Ross made a good point on commentary. It's like, who is going to beat him? Because whoever beats him, like, Biggie Langston's been made out to be this behemoth of a man. No one's going to beat him. He's unstoppable. He'll beat you for a 5 count, you know? So it's like whoever beats him, it's going to be a big deal. Like, actually, I don't remember who beat Ryback. I was going to kind of use that same thing, but I don't remember who beat Ryback. But, yeah, so I don't really see anybody beating Biggie Langston for a while, so we'll have to wait and see. Next, we got TNA Impact. It starts out with Sting, Kurt Angle, and Samoa Joe come out to talk about aces and eights. Then Angle calls out Mr. Anderson. Anderson comes out. He talks about when he got jumped by aces and eights, no one helped him out, and now they want his help. Anderson and Angle exchange some words. It leads to a brawl, and they have a match later on the show. First match, Kenny King taking on Zema Ion, another X Division tournament match. I think this is the semifinals. Winner advances to the finals. Kenny King versus Zema Ion, pretty good match. Kenny wins. Next we got Rob Terry and Miss Tessmacher taking on Tara and Jesse. Okay match. Robbie E, Big Robbie T, and Miss Tessmacher won. Like, after the match, Rob Terry and Miss Tessmacher, you know, they started dancing and whatever, and if I remember correctly, they kissed. I hope to God this does not lead to a stupid relationship storyline. Like, it'd just be dumb as fuck, because then you can see Rob Terry and Miss Tessmacher, Robbie E get jealous, and then they're gonna break them. You know, I don't want to see that. Alright, so I just don't want to see them get broken up, because I really like them as a team. I'd like to actually see them more doing tag team stuff, but whatever, that's not on me. Next we got the new gut check system that TNA does now. So instead of bringing in one gut check participant to take on a TNA superstar, they have two. They're going to bring in 2 gut check participants, and the winner will, I don't know if it's the winner, they're still going to have decisions, but if you win, you're probably higher up on the list of earning a contract. So in this case, we had Brian Cage versus Jay Bradley, and they put on a pretty good match. Bradley ended up winning, and I could definitely see him getting a contract. Definitely. So this was actually pretty good. Better than I thought it was going to be. Next we got Joseph Park comes out, asks Hulk Hogan to come out. Hogan comes out. Joseph begs for a job to be a wrestler. Hogan reluctantly agrees. Brooke Hogan comes out and asks if Bully is going to rehire Bully Ray or unsuspend him, whatever, and he says no. And yeah, there's something else that goes on after this. So next we got Robert Roode and Austin Aries taking on Jeff Hardy and James Storm. Good match. Hardy and Storm win by DQ. Next we got Mr. Anderson and Kurt Angle. Match never happened after Mike Knox attacked Angle with a hammer. So they are going to call him Knox, not Mike Knox, but Knox. Everyone's going to have these one simple names, you know. Devon, Doc, Knox. So, it's whatever. So Mike Knox attacks Angle with a hammer. Sting comes out and calls out Knox, so they're going to have a match, Knox versus Sting. This was okay. Sting won. After the match, Aces come out with Brooke Hogan. Bully Ray comes out and saves her. Hulk Hogan comes out and says, you know, you put my daughter in danger, blah, 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 blah. And it ends with Bully Ray proposing to Brooke Hogan. She says yes, and they are going to get married on the next Impact, and the Hulkster is pissed. But, yeah. This is just getting worse and worse for me. The reason I love Bully Ray is because he's Calfzilla. When he was Bully Ray, he was fucking awesome. Now that he's not even Bully Ray anymore. He's not a bully. You know, he's babyface Ray. That's what he is. And, I hate it. I fucking hate it because it's not him. He's such a good heel. Why are you gonna make him be a babyface? Dumb as shit. Like, I fucking hate it. So yeah, I wish he'd go back to being a heel. You know, maybe eventually he's just using Brooke Hogan to get close. He's using Brooke to get close to Hulk. And then maybe he's going to reveal himself as part of the Aces and Eights. I could definitely see that happening. We'll just have to wait and see. Every time I think I know what's going on, they just like, nope, you don't know shit. So, yeah. Next we got SmackDown. It starts out, Booker T comes out and announces a bunch of matches on the show. One of them being Big Show and Del Rio in a last man standing match for the world title. Big Show comes out and tells Booker to change the match. Booker doesn't. Del Rio comes out and takes out Big Show. First match, Randy Orton taking on Antonio Cesaro. Pretty good match. Orton wins by DQ after the Shield attacks him. Next, we got Dolph Ziggler and AJ taking on the Great Khali and Natalya. This was okay. Ziggler and AJ won. Next, we got The Rock comes out, makes his return to SmackDown in over 10 years, I believe. And, you know, comes out, does his usual stuff, blah, 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 blah. And he is interrupted by Rhodes Scholars. And this was, I enjoyed watching this. Like, I thought it was good. You know, Damien Sandow just trying to be the intellectual superior. And, fuck, I forgot Cody's nickname. The, something aficionado, I believe. I don't know. But it was funny. And, just, you know, making, I think it was Cody. Cody's like some fucking rapist. And tells Lillian to put her pepper spray away. That was funny. And, this was just an enjoyable segment. I enjoyed it. And, you know, they question The Rock. Say, Rock, we got questions for you. The Rock answers two of them. He has got a question of his own. And, something about rocks on the bottom. Anyways, it ends up with Sandow getting a rock bottom. And, Cody Rhodes getting a people elbow. I enjoyed watching this. So, that's my 2 cents. Next we got Sheamus vs. 3MB. Blah match. Sheamus wins. Next we got Team Hell No taking on the Primetime Players. Okay match. Hell No wins. And last but not least, Del Rio taking on Big Show, last man standing match for the world title. This was a good match. Del Rio wins and is the new world champion. From what I've heard, there's been some contract problems with the Big Show, so that's why they dropped the title to Del Rio. So yeah, one thing I don't like about that is, like, you have okay, so Alberto Del Rio and Sheamus, they had 4 pay-per-view matches in a row, and Alberto Del Rio is not able to defeat Sheamus. He lost every single time. 4 matches in a row. Lost. Boom, 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 boom. And then Sheamus loses to Big Show. And then he loses like 2 or 3 matches to him. And then they switch to Alberto Del Rio and Big Show, and Alberto beats him in his first match against Big Show. Like, that, you can't beat Sheamus, but you can beat Big Show. Like, that just seems stupid to me. But I don't really like his face turn so far. I mean, it's okay. It's only working because of Ricardo. Because that's how it started. Ricardo was getting attacked, and he's like, "Hey, you're not gonna put your hands on my manager, or I will beat the shit out of you." So, yeah, it's interesting. But, new world champion, I would have liked Big Show to keep it until, like, maybe Elimination Chamber. What's the plan now? Like, is Alberto going into WrestleMania? Is he going to lose it at Elimination Chamber? We'll just have to wait. Or does he get it cashed in on by Dolph Ziggler? To be honest, I think Ziggler is going to save his contract till after WrestleMania. That's just me. So, new world champion Del Rio. So that's pretty big. That was They had a good match. So check that out. Next, you got Ring of Honor TV. They showed showed a couple matches from Ring of Honor Final Battle pay-per-view in December. So, if you have not watched that pay-per-view yet, go watch it, because it was a really good pay-per-view. So, they just re-aired some matches. Next, we got TNA Genesis. Let's just quickly go through these matches. First, Gail Kim, Velvet Sky, Mickie James, Miss Tessmacher, and ODB in a gauntlet match. Winner is the #1 contenders for the Knockouts title. So I'm immediately going to rule out ODB and Brooke Tessmacher, and even Gail Kim. I think it's going to be Velvet Sky to take on Tara, and Tara is going to lose to Velvet, finally. It's like a year too late, but whatever. So I'm going to go with Velvet on that. Next, we got Devon versus Joseph Park. I am not looking forward to this match at all, but I'm going to go with Devon. Aces and Eights are going to come out. Maybe Joseph's going to bleed and freak the fuck out and take out Devon. I could definitely see Joseph Park winning the TV title in a few weeks, which I am going to fucking hate. But I'm going to go with Devon. Next, we got the finals for the X Division tournament. Kenny King taking on Christian York. I'm going to have to go with Kenny King on this. He's probably going to do some heelish thing and steal the win from Christian York. And then right after this match, I believe this is probably going to be the first match of the show, the Kenny King Christian York match, and then later on the winner of that will take on RVD. They should have just had this match on Impact, and then the winner takes on RVD, fresh match, blah 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 blah. But whatever, someone's gonna do double duty, and the winner of that will take on RVD. So I'm gonna go with RVD and Kenny King. And I would like Kenny King to win the X Division title, but I think RVD is going to win, which is alright. Next, we got Chavo and Hernandez taking on Joey Ryan and Matt Morgan for the TNA Tag Team titles. I think we're going to have some new TNA Tag Team champions. I think Joey Ryan and Matt Morgan are going to win. They're going to be the new Tag Team champions. Maybe have one more match with Chavo and Hernandez, then maybe move on to a Robbie E. Robbie T feud. That's if they don't break them up. I would love to see that. So I'm going to go with Joey Ryan and Matt Morgan. Next, we got James Storm taking on Christopher Daniels. To be honest, you know what I see happening? I see AJ Styles joining Bad Influence, Christopher Daniels and Guerrero. I can see this. I can just see something stupid, and AJ's gonna join them. Like, I really do. I really fucking do. And I hope that doesn't happen, because that'll be really fucking stupid. So I'm gonna go with Christopher Daniels because AJ comes out and interferes. Next we got Sting taking on Doc, also known as Luke Gallows. And he didn't have a good match with Knox. I don't think he's going to have a good match with Doc. But I think Sting's going to win. Probably going to take out Doc with a hammer. And I'm not looking forward to this match, but I'm going to go with Sting. And the main event, which I'm really excited for, Austin Aries taking on Jeff Hardy, taking on Robert Roode. Three-way elimination match for the TNA World title. I would love for Austin Aries to win. I really would. But I'm going to have to go with Jeff Hardy. I don't see him losing the title anytime soon. You know, I can actually see, I read a comment somewhere that, you know how they're doing stuff with Robert Roode and Austin Aries. And they actually had some good back and forth in that tag match on Impact before, like when they were prepping backstage. They were going back and forth, and they had some good banter. And I love Aries' comment, like, "Yo, look at my shirt. It's actually a good shirt. It's not like Hulk Hogan's shirt. That seems to always fall apart." I thought that was hilarious. But it seems like they're going to turn Robert Roode and Austin Aries into TNA's version of Team Hell No. You know what I'm saying? Two people that don't like each other, but eventually they'll be, you know, a dominant team. I can definitely see that happen, which I actually like. I like that. I really do. I like that idea. So I'm going to have to go with Jeff Hardy to win, then hopefully Aries and Roode do some Team Hell No kind of stuff. So that should be really good, if they do it correctly. But I think even if it's not done correctly, I think Roode and Aries have good enough chemistry to make it good, even if it's booked terribly. So that's that. So that's TNA Genesis. I'll be reviewing that next week. Next, we got a lot of wrestling news, a lot of just big stuff to talk about. So first off, last time we talked about TNA making changes to its 2013 pay-per-view schedule. Well, they have now confirmed that they're going to be holding 4 pay-per-view events this year. It's going to be Genesis in January, Lockdown in March, Slammiversary in June, and Bound for Glory in October. But there will also be pre-taped pay-per-view specials. Now, these are not going to be like full pay-per-views. Like the regular pay-per-views, I believe, are going to cost you around $35. These pre-taped specials are going to only cost you $15, and they've already announced, you know, the Extravaganza one, which will be the X Division one, and the One Night Joker was a wild tag team tournament thing. They're going to be pay-per-view type things. They're going to be 3 hours. They're going to have good matches. So I'm excited to see those, especially the Extravaganza one. I don't know when it's going to debut. Hopefully soon, because I saw I looked at the results, I'm going to be honest. And I saw some of the names on that pay-per-view. I'm fucking excited. P.D. Williams, Sanjay Dutt. Oh, man. It's going to be such a good show. So, when they have an announced date for that, I'll talk about it on the news section. But until then, 4 pay-per-views from TNA, and then 7 of these pay-per-view specials. So that's going to be cool. I'm excited for that, especially Extravaganza. Next, WWE has announced the first member of their Hall of Fame this year, and that is going to be Mick Foley. Mrs. Foley's little boy, hardcore legend, will be the first inductee into the Hall of Fame. I'm very excited about this. They're doing it because, you know, he's in New York, and that's where he was born and raised. I think he's from New York. Now I feel stupid. Anyways, Mick Foley, awesome person to be the first inductee, so I'm excited about that. Alright, so next we got D'Angelo, Dinero, and Sarita have been released from TNA. Both of them did not want to sign new TNA contracts, so they have officially been released. Let's break these down. First, we got D'Angelo Dinero. Personally, I've never felt he's been used correctly in TNA. First he came in, feuded with Suicide, And then it seemed like he's going to do the X Division stuff, and then he did a feud with, I think he did one with Samoa Joe. It might have been brief. And then he had one with Orlando Jordan, and then he was randomly in a TNA World Title match against AJ Styles. And so he's just like flip-flops. Nothing's ever been consistent, except for him teaming with Devon. That was the only thing that was consistent. And Devon's kids got involved, and I didn't like that storyline at all. And yeah, that was it for D'Angelo Dinero. You know, he hasn't been seen in so long. Last time he was seen, he was taken out by Aces and Eights, and that was like in September or something like that. So it's been a while. And so yeah, I thought I always liked him, but he's never been used probably in TNA, so that's whatever. Next is also I could definitely see D'Angelo Dinero possibly going back to WWE. There's always been reportedly that he's had backstage attitude, so I don't know. He's had that in WWE and it carried over into TNA, so I don't know if WWE is looking to sign him again, but I think it could be good. You know, he's a good athlete, and he's enjoyable to wrestle or watch wrestle. So next you got Sarita. So Sarita, when she came in, I heard a lot about her being like one of the best women's wrestlers on the indies, and when she came to TNA, I didn't believe it, because it's like TNA didn't book her like that. They didn't really use her properly at all. She's always like been gone for a while, came in, done some stuff. They did the whole thing with Rosita and the Mexican America thing, and then once Anarquia got released, the whole thing just fell apart, and she hasn't appeared on TNA since April of 2012. So yeah, like if you have someone that's being built as the best women's wrestler at that time, well, why not use her to her full potential? You know, it just seemed like we got her, and it just seemed like they wanted to get her, and then they didn't have anything to do anything with her. So yeah, it's whatever. If Rosita is not released already, she probably will be within a few weeks or months or whatever. She was never the good of the two. She was only good because Sarita was there. Other than that, she was fucking awful. So, sad to see them go. I could definitely see D'Angelo Dinero, like I said, popping up in WWE again. Sarita, I don't know. I know she's very popular in Mexico, so she might go back there and do some stuff, which is alright. But, yeah. Next, F4W Online is reporting that Tyson Kidd has torn his MCL in his knee. Kidd had a large amount of blood drained from his knee and is going to undergo surgery. He is expected to be out of action for at least 6 to 8 months. What a huge misfortune, you know, because WWE's like, you know, Tyson, they put out a list of people that they thought in 2013 they're going to shine, and Tyson Kidd was on that list, and now that he's injured, he's going to be out for most of the year, which really, really sucks. I'm a big fan of Tyson Kidd and their tag team with him, Justin Gabriel, but I also like him as a singles wrestler, and that really sucks. I could definitely see, as much as I don't want to say this, I could definitely see WWE releasing him while he's injured, just like, oh, they forgot about him and they released him. But I hope to God not, because he's a solid wrestler, and he works with these guys that, you know, he makes everyone look good that he wrestles. So I think you need someone like that in your company. So I think he's safe, but I just hope he comes back not as soon as possible, because like if he comes back as soon as possible, there's a risk of another injury. So I would love for him to, you know, take his time, relax, heal his injury, and then come back to. I don't really know what he would do. Would he tag again? Would he? I don't see him being in the main event, but anything's possible, so we'll have to wait and see for that. But that sucks for him. Next, we have lots of rumors and speculation have been swirling about WWE signing El Generico. I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but there's been a lot of talk that he has signed with WWE, but I don't think there's anything official that he has signed with WWE, but there's a lot of things that point to he has signed with, like a lot of his indie dates that he's wrestling are being built as his final matches. You know, PWG. He did some indie dates in Canada. They're being built as his last appearance, so that kind of signifies that he is going to WWE, which, you know what, I'm excited. Only if they keep the mask. Keep the mask on him. Let him be El Generico. That's him. You know, that's his gimmick. That's what you're signing him for, is you see his work as El Generico and you want that. So keep him as El Generico. Don't take off the mask. Don't put on, well, maybe put on a different mask. Hopefully similar to El Generico. But, I would love for him to just be El Generico. I think he could cater to the kids, and he could be a big merchandise seller. Because, like, this is what they wanted Sin Cara to be. That super high-flying whatever, sell a lot of masks because you do a lot of crazy shit. El Generico can do that. And he's entertaining doing it too. He can have good matches. So I think El Generico would be awesome. If they keep him as El Generico. If they take off his mask and repackage him, then I think he's going to fail. That's just me. But at the same time, I thought Daniel Bryan was going to fail. But look at him now. He's a huge star. So it's a possibility. But I'd love to see him just be El Generico. And last but not least, Trent Beretta has been released from WWE. There's been rumors that there's going to be a bunch of superstars released, but it was just him and a diva from NXT no one really cares about. So Trent Beretta, I think this is a big loss for them. He's just one of those guys. Actually, I don't really think it's a big loss because I don't think they knew how to use him correctly. But this is a guy that I think could go to TNA and do big things. I think he'd be perfect for the X Division. He'd fit there, his style, and he could be a breakout star in TNA. That's if they sign him. But as for being released from WWE, I liked his, I forgot. Trent Beretta and, I forgot his tag team partner. But I enjoyed that for the little stint that they had. But I hope to God he goes to TNA. I think he could do some awesome stuff. Even maybe Ring of Honor. Maybe do some stuff in Ring of Honor. I think he can make a big name for himself in either of those two companies. So. And I really think he can do big stuff in TNA. That's me personally. I really do. I really think he could be a big star. But WWE didn't see any star potential in him, which is why they released him. So maybe I'm just stupid. So that's it for the weekly wrestling review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Come back next time where we got reviews for TNA Genesis, RAW, Smackdown, Impact, NXT, and Ring of Honor with some more wrestling news. And that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Come back next time. Take care, guys. Peace out.